The Critical Spectrum presents Shoot the Shit Volume 2.
Is this volume
Well, yeah, because Shoot the Shit was Frank's last episode. That was episode 12.
All right, who's leaving after this?
Oh no, I didn't even think about that. It's a bad omen.
Wait.
What?
I mean, I think it's me.
You think you're leaving after this? Damn, we're gonna lose a studio.
Exactly.
We're gonna lose
without me, boys. There's no
without
show.
me, what do you have? Definitely.
So, we don't really have a topic this week.
No.
I think we have ideas of stuff we'd like to watch and review, but we don't really have.
Not a whole lot. Well, I shouldn't say not a whole lot happened this week.
It's not
just,
a lot that we're interested in.
Yeah, or not that, or nothing that we've had the time to actually look into a whole lot.
Yeah,
true.
Nothing we've had the time to really explore. Although I did some exploration myself. I had sex last night, but more
See,
importantly,
I was gonna make the joke, but I didn't know if you were actually gonna go.
Yeah, I was
there or
gonna make
not,
it. I was
so-
like, and then
I mean that's all I'll say on the show. But I also tried out VR.
Oh right.
I went,
that's where that's where this is connected.
I was like, where's he going with
that's
this?
That's where this was going because I I visited a friend. And he had VR. He had like the most
He's
expensive.
got plenty of benefits.
Oh well, that was
Mike,
good.
I had a lovely time. But what we were talking. What's the most expensive like VR headset?
Valve Index.
The Valve Index. He had.
I
one of
believe
those.
that's the most expensive.
I believe that's the
right
one
now.
he had because he had the
You
controllers.
said the
where,
capacitive. I mean,
yeah,
technically, you can. They're called the Knuckles, I believe.
Like
Technically, yes, exactly like Sonic. How'd you know? I think technically you compare them to multiple other ones as long as it has a very specific. I think it's like Steamworks integration or something like that.
Right.
But most people, as far as I know, just said just fucking getting the whole thing.
Right. I mean,
The whole kit and caboodle, as one might say.
I've never heard that phrase.
Have
Actually,
you never heard?
I have not. I
Don't
probably
fucking
have.
lie to me,
I
you
probably have.
bastard.
It's just been so long. It's like I don't know. It's not one you hear often.
No, well, that's why I wanted to use it because I thought it'd
Yeah.
be funny. But now you just ruined the joke.
Bitch, listen. Okay, so the thing that impressed me the most, and this is like I was literally jumping right into the deep end because this is the most expensive VR headset possible.
Some sort of other deep end, if you know what I'm saying.
I was about to say something. As Colin saw me laughing, he's like, "I'm gonna do it."
Listen, get it right, all right? I was the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Listen. And he came all right. But so the fingers,
Christ.
it was linked so that like you when you looked at your hands and you moved your fingers, you could actually see the fingers move. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I didn't think that I lied to myself and said, "Oh, this must be like what all VR is like." No, it's not.
No.
This is the expensive
That's 'cause the
set
knuckles,
that has
yeah.
like the
Some of them
knuckles.
still have it. Like I know, the Quest I know has just like a button, so it's like your hands open, your hands closed. But like if you
Yeah.
actually want to see like your fingers are opening and closing individually, as far as I know, the knuckles is the only thing you can do.
Yeah, but I was playing around with that, and I didn't do too many VR games, but I was kind of getting acclimated. Well, also I have prescription glasses. I can't like see very well without my glasses, or at least I mean I can see decent. But when I was in VR, the first thing I noticed was that like if the first thing I thought was like, God, I wish I had contacts so that I could really see full clarity. But it actually kind of helped the experience because being in VR, it like my eyesight was slightly better than it is normally, but it was still kind of blurry. So there were some details that were blurry.
Yeah.
But if anything, that helped immersion because it was like I was watching. It's like I was going through a real place without my glasses on.
What resolution are VR headsets at nowadays?
All the fucking weird ass resolutions.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
literally, like if you look up the resolution, it's like 1800 by like 1800 or something.
Okay, well, because the one I tried must have been like one of like the first generations, because that was only at like 720.
Those are terrible.
Yeah.
Back then, yeah, because they have to get different ones because you can't just use the same thing as a screen because your eye is not that kind of like it can't see that kind of size. You need something that allows your eye to like move.
Oh, yeah.
So like
yeah.
that, like doing 720, like technically they can probably translate it if you know what I'm saying. Like 720 on this panel is almost.
So you're
like
saying they have to do like
whatever
a curved ratio.
this is. If I'm not
kinda.
mistaken, I think they have to do something special like that. I might I might be completely wrong, but as far as I
Right.
know, from what I was looking into earlier this year, that's what I was kind of seeing is that like they had different like terminology for it, but like they were able to almost translate like saying you're almost seeing like 1080 here. I'm actually gonna look up resolution. Do you have something to say? You look like you had something to say, Matt.
Well, I was just blown away. Like, I mean, here's the thing. It's like I've heard about VR enough that like I knew what to expect. So the feeling upon experiencing was very much, yeah, this is exactly as cool as I always thought it was gonna be.
Well, yeah, that's why I want to try it now that I have a computer that's strong enough. I have a 3080 and a 3700X
Yeah.
Ryzen processor. It's ready to go,
You
baby.
just need to spend $1,000
You
to
also
get that.
just
that
got
cool
you also
right,
got to
yeah.
have an open space.
Well, that's the issue is that you have to have a open space. You have to have the base stations. It's a lot more than just that. That's
Yeah.
the issue. So hey, but when I get my apartment though,
There's a
It's
whole
true.
room gonna be
there's
dedicated.
honestly, if I might have to do something like that. But I wanted to say, so the headset resolution is 1440 by 1600.
That's better
So-
than what I had.
I don't know what that really translates into because technically I think it's 1440 by 1080 is like the 1440p like 2K.
Right.
So I think it's like I don't know. I can't even translate it. I have no idea what to tell you. But I wanted to let you know that's what it is. But yeah, overall, I really think VR is interesting, but I feel like there's not that many like compelling VR games that make me just like, yeah, I really want to play that one
I
specifically.
mean, Vader Immortal looked kind of
Okay,
cool.
yeah, I lied. Actually, that one looks really cool. Especially that there was one too that was like supposed to be like medieval, but people always mod it to have like
Sword and
lightsabers.
Blade or
Yeah,
something
Sword
like
and Blade,
that.
Oh,
sorcery
yeah,
or some shit like
yeah.
that. Or sword, yeah.
That Germa played that on streaming.
sorcery and Blade, I think.
Yeah, that's
well,
what it was.
Blade and Sorcery. Is
Thank
what
you.
it- yeah. Germa
We
played
were
that,
close enough.
but Germa also played Half-Life Alyx,
Mhm.
and I think that's probably, from what I've seen, that's probably like the most fully fledged game on VR.
Actually, it's probably the most fully fledged game, but I think the game that has the best physics and everything like that,
Mhm.
Boneworks. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Made by
yeah.
the Corridor Digital guys.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't know,
that's what
not by them, but
Brandon-
Brandon. That
Brandon's
from, yeah.
he's
He had
his
his own, like,
whole
team.
recent career has just been making a VR dev studio.
Better physics than Half-Life.
Oh yeah,
You
dude,
go
look
look
up
at that.
Boneworks.
Half-Life?
later.
Literally,
Yeah, look up
you're
Boneworks
able to like
later.
fucking like hit off the magazine and fucking like slap up like
Yeah,
slap
yeah.
for like gun physics and shit like that.
Yeah,
What's it
from-
called?
Boneworks. It's
believe
literally
it's just
just
called
a
Boneworks.
tech demo of as a game,
Yeah,
basically.
honestly, it kind of is. Although I guess as a game, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was gonna say, I was
Yeah,
like, I
but-
heard there's like a story, but I was like, yeah.
But I'm saying like as a full game, like
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying. I didn't say
yeah.
it was a better game. I just said physics wise,
Yeah,
Boneworks is probably going to be your best bet
Yeah.
because I
Well,
just
like,
remember
it's-
people saying like it
it's
was
so
really
precise. You
interesting.
can throw a mag up and reload it by just slamming down the gun midair.
Yeah.
like you can do that in Half-Life though.
Well, we'd have to look up. I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
these are
up
coming from the
Half-Life
guys
Alyx
who
versus
haven't
Boneworks now.
finished their Half-Life stories. So in however many years.
Well, but that's the thing.
too.
Like that's why Alex was so exciting because like it's like the
oh, you want
beginning.
Half-Life 3?
it's
Fuck
the
you. You're
beginning
gonna
of
get
like
this
the
VR
next
thing.
chapter.
I like to think the way they spell Alex is pronounced Alex. They spell it with a Y. Alex.
Alex.
That's
Oh,
what
I looked up
is.
Boneworks versus and it says Alex.
Oh,
Which game is more fun, Boneworks or Alex?
Shit.
In my opinion, it's Boneworks.
Oh
But it's a
See,
tech demo, right?
no,
No.
technically not.
Half-Life Alex has a good story, but Boneworks has better mechanics.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that's basically what I was trying to say.
yeah.
So it's like basically like as like a VR, just like kind of sandbox, do what it kind of fuck around kind
Although,
of shit.
You
I heard Boneworks is,
to
like,
fully
really
appreciate Boneworks, you do have to have the fancy finger tracking
you do for sure.
controllers.
Right.
Yeah, you have to
So-
have that. Although I think it's not the same for Alex, but like it's recommended. I think for
Right.
Alex. So, but yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that because honestly, if I get one, I'm probably gonna get Boneworks first and just be like, oh, how's this?
Boneworks. You
Boneworks.
could. Never mind.
I'm just glad. Like I remember Germa was like pissed that Half-Life Alyx wasn't nominated for Game of the Year because like, you know, I get that people are like, oh well, you know, it's VR, it's still, you know, so like such a new thing, but it's like, but if we're finally getting to a point where we're really banking on it and finally making like actual full like Half-Life Alyx, I think that's like a 12-hour campaign, 15
Honestly,
hour.
I kind of feel like that's almost like It's almost like how is it the Oscars? I think No, Oscars are actors, right?
Oscars are movies. Emmys are
American
TV.
film.
Okay, actors. Actors. Oscars.
They
I
have
feel
foreign
like
film sections of Oscars.
well, not even foreign films. Not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
Right.
like kind of like how like superhero movies basically don't get nominated.
Oh, yeah,
because,
no,
like,
that's-
there's so much
yeah.
CGI. They're like it doesn't count, kind of thing.
They get nominated for like that sort of thing occasionally.
Occasionally, right? But even then, like I remember, I think I can't remember what Marvel movie came out, but like Star Wars ended up getting like nominated, not didn't win it, got nominated for it over like an Avengers movie that totally had better visuals. And
Which Star Wars movie was nominated?
I don't remember. I think it was like Force Awakens, maybe.
Well, like what was it? Well, I'm guessing the category was like special visual effects,
I think
right?
it was, yeah.
Okay. What? So
I
that
don't even.
came
I
out
was trying to think what Marvel. Honestly,
Well,
I
so
can't
Force
remember
Awakens,
if it was
that was
or not, but
2015, right?
I
yeah.
think so.
So that was same year as Age of Ultron.
Was it?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
And I don't know. I feel like Force Awakens had better visual
Yeah,
effects
now
than
I
Age of
think about it,
Ultron.
you might be right.
Really?
Maybe
I
I think it was just
swear-
me in that moment. Was
I
like,
s-
oh, what the fuck? But honestly, now I think about it, yeah, Force Awakens definitely had better visual
I
effects.
Well, it's because you
Age
walked
of-
out of the
but
theater
the
and you're like,
point
Age of
is-
Ultron is awesome.
I swear Age of Ultron came out before Force Awakens.
I probably did because Age of Ultron. No, you
It
know
did.
what?
It came out
did.
before, but earlier that year.
because
I
we saw it
believe.
on my birthday. We saw Age of Ultron. We went to see it on my
that's
birthday.
So it did come out that it was like half a year before that, technically.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
When that
Um,
fucking piece of shit invited himself to my birthday party.
Who?
I was going to avoid saying his name, but
We're not saying his last name. There's plenty of out there.
I know. I just like to.
There's
whatever.
only one that we can associate with.
Now yeah, it's just a collapsing, so I can cut that part out.
No, don't cut it out.
he's
Just
not
leave it.
gonna
It's
listen
fine.
to
Okay,
this.
but listen, I just don't want. I've come
somehow,
to
eventually.
it's like a somehow thing, but also
Okay,
it's because
listen here. Down the line, we're gonna like. It's gonna be like we're like billionaires from this. It's got like the most popular podcast ever in the entirety of
Yep.
the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he who shall not be named is like
Ocean
they
Man?
have rekindled their love and friendship, and and then he's gonna listen to that part that Matt is going to end up cutting out anyways, and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, right.
I'm just
By the
I'm
way, that
just
was a good Sea of Thieves reference,
Alright.
Colin.
Thank you. It's an
Ocean
inside
Man.
joke, but you know.
I'm just putting a note to cut out Brand. Like, it's like that
You
was
mentioned the name.
Listen, that was good. That was good content. I'm just saying that like I came to a point recently when I was hearing about stuff that he'd been saying, where and again I don't know why I'm cutting this part out, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're
But-
cutting all this out?
I'm cutting all of this out.
Oh, that's good
Bleep his
content, bro.
name.
No, it's-
Yeah, bleep his name.
okay, fine. I'll bleep his name and then cut out all this other stuff because
No, leave this dude.
Oh, God. He literally he said. I don't
Oh,
wanna,
you meant that.
I don't want to associate
I gotcha, I
anything.
gotcha.
Well, now we have to
I-
cut that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should
out.
definitely cut that
Shit.
part out. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
So
Wait, you should just totally bleep it.
No, yeah.
So everybody will
it'll
wonder, like,
sound like
what
minute
did he
block of
say?
bleep. Yeah, just
Yeah,
a minute
He
block.
said,
Okay, don't make it a minute. Make it like a solid like 10 seconds.
this is
And
gonna be.
then-
By the way, I just want you to know this is gonna be the most that I've had. To, actually, no, that's not true because I've done like intros for
I was like,
segments
don't
in
you
the past.
fucking lie.
Yeah, no, but this is gonna be okay. So point is,
Yeah,
the
it's
Age
good.
of Ultron. What the fuck? Yeah, Oscars. Oh yeah, so
Oscars.
you're making the point that
The
you don't
point
think
is-
that they would nominate a VR game for something like Game of the Year because it's like too.
It's like
Radical.
too open. So it's like there's too many different ideas you could have. Like if you go in the game and you don't fuck around with the mechanics and you just go and just do the story, you might think it's a shitty game. But if you go in and be like, oh, look at how cool this is and I could do this and that
Right.
because it's a VR game now, I feel like they're probably saying, okay, that's a novelty. Like it's like whatever kind of thing. Like you could either be like cool or you could be like, oh, whatever, it's just another VR game, you know?
Yeah, and I get it, and I think it's
I'm not
like,
saying, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's a good thing for them to think. I
right
think
because
that's
it's like
awful.
they're because now we're giving like we're having VR categories at like the Game Awards,
Right.
Whereas like as Germa might attest, because he really loved the game, he might attest that it was that it was such a good game that if they had nominated it for Game of the Year, it would have been a big like sign of a push in that like, hey, VR is getting to a point where we can make these full-fledged game experiences.
I'm just waiting for them to lock my brain inside of SAO.
No, not okay with that.
I just need
Speaking of
Kayabaki.
So that way you can
things,
have like 2 years of pent up
Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
Don't say it. I knew any tech we were talking
Speaking
about.
of brain
Which is
things,
kind of sad that I knew about that. Anyway.
You knew immediately.
Yep, I did.
You know why you knew about it? Because we were in a Skype call and I read
my
you that
God.
chapter.
You did. We were playing the Attack on Titan.
We were playing the Attack on Titan game.
that
Attack on
chibi
Titan
thing?
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
game.
the fan
The
game.
fan game, which by the way was actually kind of
pretty good.
Kind of awesome.
good. Yeah, I wonder if it's still going.
The official one was actually pretty fun, but they definitely made it a lot simpler.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
Need-
weird because you'd think they'd make it not as simple.
Well, they probably want it to be accessible to like more because it's a
No,
Koei Tecmo
Fuck
game.
people.
So they probably didn't want to make it too challenging. But yeah, if they did make a game that was more like
mechanically
throw you
similar.
off the edge.
I do feel like
immediately.
they had to do it because you can't do the same stuff like that with a controller.
Right.
I really don't think you could.
Maybe
Yeah.
You'd have to use a keyboard because there's too many like Q, E for like each one, and like there is way too much.
The
going
only
on
thing
with
I
it.
could think of that could possibly work with it is like the motion controls on a PlayStation controller. But even then, it's like
Even then, yeah, that'd be kind of terrible.
The
honestly.
real strat was playing Potato Girl in the chibi one, eating a potato, running through the legs, and then just launching.
Oh yeah,
yourself
because you
up.
could
Yeah.
get like a power up with her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was pretty.
Is
that
that
was
the
pretty
reason
funny.
like you liked Potato Girl the whole time?
yeah, because she was the best in the fan made game, in my opinion.
I think in the fan made game they later added because there's characters. Eventually
They
they
added a lot,
add
honestly.
enemies that in the series there were enemies that had the 3D maneuver gear, but they had like guns.
Oh.
And so they were like the I think like human suppression unit or something.
We should
like
totally
that.
see if that game is like still going.
Yeah, well, because
I
it was a
should.
Flash game, so I don't know if it's still going to be up and
Flash
running.
Player's gone,
But they
yeah.
might have switched over to something else. Because
I wonder if he got like hired by
Maybe.
by the game.
I wonder
developer.
because I wonder what that developer's doing. I know there was another one that there was another Attack on Titan fan game that never got released fully.
Hmm.
That was like it was using Unreal Engine
Oh.
and it looked a lot more like I don't know. The graphics were a lot better, but I don't know whatever came of it.
Got a problem with the chibi, huh?
I don't know. I mean, I like the chibi style. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah.
I remember when we tried fighting the Colossal Titan, it did not go well.
No.
not
And then
yet.
we didn't play for a while, but then they had character creation, and then
Oh,
yeah, they did. They did.
Wow, what a like.
I wonder
Honestly,
if-
that was a pretty good game.
That
Yeah,
was a pretty
it's
good game.
good.
I gotta want to like see if he like really expanded.
I would
it
have
or
to
not.
see if I remember my login.
Was
forgot
there
you got to
login
log
on
in
there?
technically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was
What was it?
Commander
It was called, like
Alert.
Fangs, like FENG, I think, right?
Oh, I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know.
like
yeah,
Fangs
yeah.
Attack on Titan or like
Yeah.
fan-made game or
You're
something.
absolutely
like
right. That's what it was.
that. We'll find it again, boys.
God,
We'll see
what a
how it
what a
goes.
great game! Like what were some other like browser games that you guys used to play all the time?
Oh, I don't remember.
Pop Tropica.
All I remember is addictinggames.com or whatever. and
Yeah.
then-
Oh yeah, that
the
was a
ones
good
that I
one.
remember the most: Pop Tropica. I kind of played Club Penguin a little bit.
Dude, Club Penguin. Let me tell you
Hell
about
yeah,
Club
dude.
Penguin.
Yeah.
Balloon Tower Defense, because that was actually a browser game at one point. You ever played that?
No.
What? It's basically just like it's monkeys hitting balloons. Like
Yeah.
literally, like you make towers and stuff to like stop these balloons from coming through, and you're basically just like popping balloons the whole time.
Mhm.
Oh,
that's how 12th Monk got scars.
he was playing. He was
That's
in,
a reference to Sea of Thieves. That
Yeah, his
we'll be
pet
talking about
monkey
later.
that these guys all spent $5 on pets.
Oh, I spent more than
Which
$5. Not on the pet, but I'm saying.
Bobby got a Shiba Inu, and Matt was fucking fawning over that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was.
I bet you're probably wanting to shell out $5
No,
for that dog.
I
now,
really
aren't you?
don't.
Oh yeah, you do.
Well, here's the thing: if I was gonna get one, I'd probably get like a cat, but it depends. But it's like
They
if
do
it's
have
like
cats. They have that-
$5 for one pet.
You know, Flame
Look,
Monk.
this is how I justify it to myself, Matt.
Okay.
I was more satisfied with a virtual monkey I can sail the seas with than I've ever been with a Starbucks coffee.
He's got a point.
That's weird.
Well, no, but because it's like the same price.
It is the same price.
That's what he's saying.
And Starbucks coffee is gone in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Where the monkey's gonna give him hours of joy.
Yeah.
That
I
was-
don't know, but for me, I'm wondering like how much of in-game time would I
Actually,
be
Starbucks is more expensive. They've increased it to like 6.
Have they really?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Mm.
So you said how much?
But how many minutes in game will I actually spend with
More
that
than a
pet?
Starbucks coffee.
Well, because I won't buy a Starbucks coffee, but
All right, put it to.
a slice of Danico's pizza.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's actually $6 now. But
Even
See,
worse.
every-
There
yeah.
you go.
But
There you go.
honestly, I don't know. I'd rather pay $6 for a Danico slice of pizza and be full the rest of the night than pay the $5.
Then possibly days worth of joy.
Yeah, right. It's honestly-
Days.
But it won't do anything
Listen,
for me.
Flame Monk. was
They can
worth it.
dance for you, which is kind of fucked if you think about it. But
Yeah, right after he got him, he placed him on the deck, and then
He
we
just
all started
surrounded
dancing.
him.
Yeah, and
Dance!
he started playing music, and he was dancing, and I started dancing, and then we're just like, dance, monkey, and we're like around him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked.
oh, it's
Best
kinda
multiplayer
fun.
experience in Sea of
Great
Thieves I've done.
game. Great game.
I always played I played a lot of like flash games that were like it was like these stick figure flash games.
That's
but
what I was gonna get to.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that fighting stick figure thing.
well, there was that, but there's also the sniper games where it was just like
Oh yeah, those
that
were
was a good
stupid,
one.
but
those are
fun.
stupid.
Yeah, it was
Because
stupid
sometimes
fun.
the story would be like decent, other times it'd be really cheesy and dumb. Apparently, like I never played any of the Henry Stickmin games, but like apparently the nostalgia for that must have been so great because
they released a collection.
they released the
of them,
collection of all of them on Steam.
Which apparently it's the
Oh.
guys who made Among Us.
Huh.
Oh yeah, because they actually released one of the maps from that game in Among Us as a map.
Oh shit.
And then when
Hey,
I
come
saw
to Xbox
when I
now.
saw that announcement,
Yeah.
I blew my fucking mind because my friend
Oh,
Mitty
yeah.
had just been like streaming the Henry Stickmin games to us for like 3 nights straight, and I was loving it. I was like, oh man, this feels so nostalgic for the old days of like really weird stupid like flash games, and you could tell all the references were so dated.
Yeah,
it was
okay.
it was
Sure.
so
Worth it.
ridiculous.
I'm trying to think of anything else, but honestly, I think Pop Tropico is the only one. That was the one I played the most when I was like really young.
I've heard the name. I know I've heard the name. I just can't think of what the hell it is.
So there was a bunch of other games in this, but the only thing I remember is that there was one that you can be a superhero, and that was the only one I played all the time. Like you literally like create your little person, they get like a superpower, and you just go around like fighting people with your little superpower.
Did you ever try DC Universe?
No,
Okay.
it
speaking
was
of-
free on Xbox, I think, and I
Yeah.
downloaded it, and I was like, I'm gonna play this, and then I looked at it, I was like, I'm not gonna play this.
Back
I
when
have
me
it
and
installed.
Sebastian used to hang out, which I don't know what
Seabass?
I don't know what the hell happened to that guy.
I used to actually
Um,
talk to him not that many years back. He actually worked at Starbucks.
No, yeah, I know, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
haven't talked to him in a while.
yeah,
He's on Xbox
Um,
still.
yeah. But he got me into him. It was pretty.
He's
fun.
listening to it right now. Like, I'm right here, boys.
Yeah, right. It was pretty fun.
I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
Ben one time just like we were hanging out and he was just like, text Sebastian, ask him if he's gay. And I did, and he didn't. And then he must have got a different phone because he was like, "Who's this?" I was like, "It's me, Matt." And he was like, "Oh no, I'm not." And Ben was like, "I call bullshit on that."
Because
why are you gonna ask him? And he says no.
last time we saw him was at Alex's going away thing, and he got like a new tire tattoo and said he was working construction.
Wait, who said
What
they
is
were
that?
working construction? It was
Sebastian,
Sebastian.
yeah, Sebastian was there. Which was, in hindsight, it was very weird. Sebastian was there for Alex.
Yeah, who invited him?
I don't know.
I'm pretty
Solid
sure I did.
question.
Oh, you invited him?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw him I'm pretty sure I saw him at Starbucks.
Okay. Because I know Chris was there, but that wasn't that weird because
Oh,
we
wasn't
still
that
hung
weird.
out with Chris at the time
Yeah.
occasionally.
I invited both Kyles
Oh yeah.
and Manny.
That's right.
And Manny.
Yeah, wow, good
Yeah,
time.
Good times.
All these names, all these.
Yeah,
people
Was
I
that
love
was
it.
that the time that we
Listening
went and watched Rogue One at my place afterward?
No,
to-
maybe.
Hang out.
Because there was because how many of those barbecues did we do? It was
Two.
two.
Ben was
three.
hoping to do one this summer, but I don't know if he's
We didn't. We
still
didn't.
doing
No
it.
one ever suggested dates.
Sorry.
So,
Look,
yeah.
I'll be real. I mean, Ben's not going to listen to this. Let's be real.
No, he's not. He doesn't support
But
us.
like, I would do it. It doesn't mean I care enough to set it up myself.
Yeah, true
Right,
that.
right, right.
I did it once. I was like, that was good
Ben
enough
is
for me.
always very good about doing the setup mostly, and the cooking. We just bring stuff. I mean, I'll probably make those brownies again if we do.
Listen, the last time I went and we did that, I had a flat tire. So like, I think
That's right. It was
a
raining.
bad
It was
omen.
sad.
It's a
Oh yeah, it
bad
was
omen.
yeah because it was raining. Yeah,
If
it
everybody's
was.
listening, don't do a barbecue at a park. You'll get a flat tire. It's a bad omen.
I always
Fair,
remember.
your car was also falling apart at that
Yeah,
time.
Oh yeah,
Right.
the second. So the first time was no, because the first time was when it was Alex's going away.
No.
there was a time before that.
Yeah, there's time.
Was there
before.
3 of these?
Yeah, I'm
think
pretty
Yeah,
sure.
there were 3 of them. Yeah, because there was the first one, and that must have been the Rogue One one.
Probably.
Then there was the second one, which was the going away, and I think that was when we watched. I'm remembering
There are
these.
3,
I'm
yeah.
remembering those based, by the way,
Wait.
solely on what movies we watched inevitably when it ended.
I don't remember.
The second one was Batman Ninja. Then there was another time where we double
right.
featured Pacific Rim and Scott Pilgrim, I think.
Yeah.
No,
But I don't know if
I
that-
wasn't there for
You
that
weren't there for
then,
Scott. You were,
obviously.
you weren't there because you were. That was the one where you were out of state.
Well, because
Yeah.
I think I was there for 2 or 3 or all.
I think you were there
I
for
don't even
2
think
of
you
them.
were there for
Two.
Alex's Going Away, were you?
No, I was. Yeah.
I think
Are
he
you
was.
sure?
Yeah, I was there for that.
Were you? Because I
that's
mean,
the time when me and Josh were fucking around and we made
Oh, yeah.
stupid Oreo combinations.
I remember somebody
Oh, yeah.
wasn't there, and I couldn't remember.
I just remember we had the rest of that cake and we were saving it just so that we could smash it against Alex's
That's
face.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that. Good times.
These are all characters of the Critical Spectrum cinematic universe.
Yeah,
you
the
guys are
lore.
gonna remember.
Eventually, they're at. You guys know Alex, a guy down the street. I can't remember.
The guy's Alex on the street.
Yeah, Josh, friend of the podcast.
DJ
Friend
Jazzy,
of the show.
friend of the show.
Yeah, the friend of the show. There you go.
Yeah.
You met 2 out of like the 20 people we just named. But point is,
Yeah.
VR games.
Oh yeah, I played it.
Good.
I was going to mention earlier. I played a tower defense. Well, for last thing about Flash games, Club Penguin is cool and all, but I really only cared about it for those spy missions you could go on.
True. Those
Yeah,
are fun.
those were cool because it went first person and it was basically a point and click adventure game. But I did a tower defense archery game in the lab, which was like the collection of different VR mini games that
Basically,
Valve
just be, like,
has.
test out the
Yeah.
stuff you can do with VR.
And I did an archery one that was super fucking fun. Like it was unbelievably like responsive and like I did a pretty good job. My aim was pretty nice. But yeah.
Yeah, just fluff it up. Bud. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. It was great. It's like finally like I've been waiting for like because I love doing archery in any game, but like here it just felt that much more
It'd be
authentic.
really cool if eventually they add like actual like props into it too.
Mhm.
Like I know some controllers like are like they're like in a shape of a gun, but like actually have like that actual prop like sync with it. So if you had like literally like somehow like a string that synced with like the bow pull,
Right.
you know, that'd be kind of cool.
They're kind of doing something like that with the PS5 controller because they have the adaptive triggers. So like in a game with a bow and arrow, there'd be some resistance on the trigger as
Right,
you're pulling.
like if you could do something like that, obviously you can't really do that with 2 free moving. Unless you did like magnets somehow.
Yeah.
And just all of a sudden it turned on magnets and you're like pulling it apart or some
Yeah,
shit.
it's gonna that's gonna be the future where. I mean, some people like theorize about, whenever you see sci-fi stories where there's like a bunch of holograms or some shit, or just things that somehow have physical weight, but there's no real reason as to why
Right.
it should
right,
be
does.
there. Like some people say, like, well, maybe it's like,
Photons.
well, maybe like devices that you wear like just emit like a certain like almost like a
Force.
vapor in the air that's susceptible to hologram projection. Something like that. I mean, because I remember watching the show Psychopaths, and literally in the second episode, when the main character's waking up, like they're just in front of their mirror, and they're just going through like a hologram, what looks like a hologram thing, just changing their outfits, and it's like, are the clothes just projected on? Like the style, like did they just have generic clothes and then the style is projected on, or what the hell is going on? It was sci-fi is weird.
Materialized onto them.
Sci-fi is weird.
It's
but
like
I love it.
nanobots. That'd be kind of cool if it was like nanobots.
Nanomachines, son.
But yeah, the whole reason I wanted to bring it back to VR is just because I want to tell you that story I told you about. from
Oh
my
yeah.
first
Oh,
visit.
yeah.
We were. I was asking the guys about their first experiences with VR, and Michael had one that he vaguely hinted at that we kind of guessed what it was about, but I want you to tell us the story.
Yeah, so basically, I am leaving school. College
Okay.
DuPage. I'm leaving school.
Okay.
I walk out. We're hungry because we went to the cafeteria. Like,
Right.
nothing looks good here. Just want to put that out there for
Right.
what I'm about to
Mhm.
say. So we leave.
Listen
then-
up, College of DuPage.
Yeah. I'm assuming you guys know already what I'm getting to only because of what I told you before. But
Right.
we left. All of a sudden, like they're like, "Hey!" Like these people that's randomly walking up, they're like, "Hey!" Like we have this booth over here, like doing VR. Have you ever did VR before? I'm like, "Oh no!" Like that sounds cool. Like I was like, "Shit, free VR." I've never tried it before in my life. This was like back when I don't know, like VR was still like first kind of coming out. So I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it, yeah, why not?" So I put on these VR headsets. No warning, no nothing beforehand. I just put it on. I'm
no.
looking around. I'm like, "Huh." This is pretty cool. It's a nice little farm looking thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh no.
and as I told you guys before, it turns out it was these vegans, like you were saying, kind of pushing almost like a PETA kind of thing, and like slaughterhouses, because it was a VR of you walking through a slaughterhouse as a pig. Like you were one of the pigs going through the slaughterhouse.
It's pretty fun.
So I'm sitting there like looking at it, I'm
guess
thinking
that's
like
kinda
seeing
the
these
point, but-
pigs get like ripped out, getting like ripped apart, and I'm sitting here like, what a terrible experience
I
for
know,
my first VR headset, like anything. So yeah, and then after that I took it off, and then they're like, pretty horrific, right? And I was thinking in my head, I was like, weirdly, I'm more hungry for a burger right now. And then they gave us these pamphlets for like alternative like food without meat, and then Bella and I literally both of us watched it. I looked at her, we got in the car, I looked at her, I'm like, are you like more hungry for like a meaty food right now? She's like, yeah. And I think I don't know if it's my brain like saying fuck vegans or something, but I was like, yeah, nah, I'm eating some meat tonight.
I have a story that reminds me of it because I did a public speaking class.
Sure.
It was in my, I want to say, sophomore year of college, and I had a teacher who was, otherwise very cool. We did all kinds of speeches and presentations and shit, and it could be sometimes a stressful class. But at one point, I keep hearing like a knocking. I don't know if that's
popping the mic.
Is it me?
Don't be
Yeah.
popping the mic. Yeah, that was totally actually a pop, yeah.
That was you.
Well, no,
No,
I
that's
did it to
you.
try to see if that was you,
No,
and
you've
I
been
did it and
popping
it
the
sounded like
mic.
it.
I don't know how. There's a pop filter. This thing's fucking useless.
No, it's because you're really accentuating the puzz.
Yeah, don't be. Also, if you're really close to it and you're
I mean, it's
popping,
not
Mike's
going
fault.
to pick up really anyway.
Hey, you just did a pee.
You just
Yeah.
did it too.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
it-
not going to pick
I
up
don't think it-
anyway.
Popped. Anyways, continue.
Just continue, yes.
I don't even want to continue the story now.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't even know where I was
Peter
going
Piper
with this.
Picked a pepper, pickled pepper.
I don't know where
You're
I was going.
okay.
You're going with your
there?
teacher. I was talking about veganism.
She showed us a documentary about being like vegans, and still to this day, me and Sarah Bender, who we were both in that class together, we talk about that and we wonder, what the fuck did that have to do with public speaking? And I think she explained it at one point. She went on. She told us her whole life story.
Mhm.
She told us about like things that she told us about family drama. She told us about, but essentially her dad was like a piece of shit, and so she basically was like, I couldn't, like my dad couldn't be punished for what he did. So I realized that in order to try and I can't. I'm thinking about it now that I can't even rationalize in my mind why she was showing us that documentary. I can't even. I think it's something to do
She's
with like
wanted everybody
like-
to be a vegan, obviously.
like she,
Apparently.
like I couldn't like my father couldn't be punished, so instead I would try to do something good for something in the world. So I became a vegan. But then I guess part of that was her trying, I guess because we were doing persuasive speeches, maybe it was her way.
I mean,
I don't
it
know,
could
man.
be because I mean, that's kind of a big thing with the vegan movement. I'm sorry, I just made it sound like really more important than it. Like I feel like I actually think it is, but the point is, vegans. I don't hate vegans, but I'm just saying like
vegan powers though, Michael. That's not
yes,
really-
Scott Pilgrim, obviously.
Mm.
The only problem I have with vegans is when they actually start like trying to push it on me. I'm
Right.
like, listen,
Well, yeah.
I respect what you're doing. That's completely fine
That's
for you,
like with
but
anything.
I'm
really.
not changing. True, that's really anything.
Yeah.
But point is, I feel like that's kind of a big thing with the vegan stuff is that they generally have to persuade people who obviously usually don't want to change their lifestyle
No.
to change their lifestyle. So maybe that's why.
Let me explain my reasoning before you guys say anything about what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Technically, vegans shouldn't be able to drive because oil.
He says
It's
this every single
animals.
time. Every single
Every
time it
single
comes
time. Think about gasoline and oil is from animals. Technically
it?
plants too, but also
I don't-
animals.
I don't think so.
No, they are.
Oil.
It's decomposed. It's animals. Just really old animals.
Well, okay, but if they died naturally,
It's an animal product.
That's
Vegans
like saying
can't
they
use animal products.
That's like saying they can't eat plants because something died and fertilized the
and
plant.
fertilize the ground.
no, but it's an animal product technically.
But they're talking about like animals that were murdered by humans.
Right, but they still don't wear animal products.
Yeah, he has a point there. Actually, they still don't do a lot of other stuff like that too. Depending on how
severe it is.
severe.
Most of the time, they don't wear animal products though. A lot of the time,
they don't even get they don't even eat eggs either.
Yeah,
which like eggs are like a lot of times they're just non-fertilized like hen eggs. So even if it was like a free range just hen that just whatever just laid an egg, like they wouldn't eat that. So like I get what you're saying. You're wrong.
Look, I'm not serious about this. It was just a thought I
know. I'm just saying, like, I feel like, because then, like, if you're going by that logic, they can't eat anything plant-wise, because a lot of times that has to do something with, like, animals, because
plants
too.
aren't directly an animal product, while oil, you could argue, is.
But you could argue that plants are, too, because they need some kind of fertilization, which comes from an animal.
I wouldn't say that logic is equal to my logic, but
I would say it's almost equal to your logic.
I wouldn't personally. But...
Yes, if anything, I feel like yours.
Well, because oil is from like actual.
But it's not like they went and
decomposition.
murdered that animal to get the oil.
Right. But it's not. But you could also
or they
argue
took something
with like
from
a
that
wool
animal
coat, right? You don't have to murder a sheep to get the wool, but vegans don't wear wool.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point there too. I don't know. Still, I just feel like there's an argument for both, and the point is both of them are dumb.
I just don't give a shit.
We're dumb and uninformed in the end. But look,
I mean, it's kind of the same with like literally anything. Like you could say it's the same with electric cars. Be like, oh, electric cars you can't do because of all the lithium mining they're doing for the because electric cars they use all like lithium batteries, and lithium mining I guess is like pretty bad.
Oh,
so it's like. They're destroying animal habitats to get lithium. There you go. You can't use electric cars.
But again, I would claim my reasoning is more of a direct relation than yours is more of a secondary relation.
But even yours is because it's not like it's like right away. It's like that animal had to decompose. It might not even be an animal. There's other things that are going that fair. Have to do with oil. So it's like that's why I'm like, there's no way. I don't know. Honestly, it's just really a dumb argument.
Matt's over here just like covering his face at this point.
I'm looking on Twitter. I'm looking at furry porn.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Break.
There's any furry vegans out there?
I'm sure there are.
I don't know. I haven't found that part of the community yet.
I mean,
like
they really like
they
animals,
don't like
to
animals,
the
but
extreme.
yeah, exactly. But they really like them to an extreme.
They're like, why would you kill them?
When you can love them.
Sex with
God, we're digging ourselves a hole this episode, guys.
Should we go on a break and then we can
break.
finish?
Yeah, I need to regroup here.
Ugh, I can't believe we got lost in the woods during our hike that we always take during our ad breaks. I'm sure Michael is worried sick.
Matt, don't worry. We'll make our way back.
Hello!
Jesus Christ! Wait, Michael, is that you?
No. No! It is I, the podcast king of the forest. Have you lads heard of Anchor?
Yeah, we've been using it for months now.
Well, let me tell you, Anchor is a free podcast publishing service that lets you record and edit your podcast right from your home or computer.
Yeah, we already know that. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more.
Oh, so you've heard that one. But have you heard that you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and that it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place?
Yes, we know. Our audience also already knows that all they need to do to get started is to download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm.
Oh, I didn't know I was in the presence of such wise gentlemen. For your demonstration of knowledge, I shall show you the way out of these magical woods. It's that way.
Thanks?
Did he have his own theme music?
Yeah, where was it? Whatever.
Oh, hey, what happened to you guys? I've been waiting for like 2 minutes.
Dude.
Long story. Let's just get back to the show. We're recording now.
Oh, shit, I'm not back. Yeah.
All right, I was thinking about this the other day because I was listening to AJR, as you do. And I was thinking...
Quinn.
Don't call him out directly.
We're calling you.
Okay, by the way, okay.
I just want you to know we know.
Okay, hold on. Both of you need to be quiet for this because I don't want unnecessary coarseness. So Quinn, I did listen to 100 Gex. Because I know that was a band that you recommended to me.
You said don't call him out, but then we're telling.
But I'm doing it gently. I'm doing it gently. I just wanted to tell you. I appreciate the recommendation. I enjoyed it. However, your criticism that AJR can sound overproduced kind of seems contradictory when you listen to some of their music.
Hypocritical.
But listen, I enjoyed it. Now you need to hold up your end of the bargain and listen to OK Orchestra, and then you can tell me if you have a soul.
Quinn, I respect your music taste. 100 Gex is basically just Skrillex if he had a ska band,
which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. I like ska, even though sometimes I joke about it, but I actually do like ska.
Sell out
with me doing that. Sell out.
But I guarantee you have 100% never heard Dear Winter as a song, and your criticism of them being, how would you put fake?
Well, that was less of his. Again, I should specify. It was more. Oh man, god damn it! We really are just getting.
Yeah, you're the one who fucking went into it.
I was being gentle. You had to fucking.
I was just gonna leave it at his name and then just leave it there, but
you had to. Oh my god, I was being gentle about it.
Well, I feel like we're still being kind of gentle.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like there was nothing like too crazy about that. I don't think.
I didn't. All right. I didn't want it to sound, but I didn't want it to sound like.
No, leave it.
All right.
No, we're leaving all that.
Okay. Quinn, we love you.
As well as we're gonna leave the clap.
We're gonna leave the clap. Quinn, we love you. I just think that you should listen to Neo Theater and OK Orchestra so you can hear more of their music.
I truly, what Colin was going off of is basically we're trying to say is what you heard of AJR is the stuff that they play on the radio. Most likely, I'm not saying. I mean, I don't know what you've actually listened to, but I'm assuming it's what you heard on the radio, which honestly is not their best stuff in our opinions.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Like, why do some people not like AJR? Or they outwardly hate them is because their best stuff is not put on the radio.
Yeah, at least the stuff that we consider to be the best. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe some people do consider that.
Granted, Way Less Sad is pretty.
I mean, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
except I don't hear that one as much.
Right. I heard it the other day.
I heard it. Yeah, well, 101.1 they've been playing it.
But yeah, I agree. It's like there's stuff that I feel like would pander more to like just people and just like be like overall like stereotypically good pop songs, I guess, in a way. Almost those are the songs you hear most on the radio, but like their actual like stuff that I would consider to be most AJR songs, you're never gonna hear that on the radio.
They're faking one to have a good life for their future daughter. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. That's a critique we heard from another friend,
from other people. Yeah,
from other people.
Oh wait, who?
That they were.
I don't remember that. Don't say anything. But I got you.
So because when I was talking with Quinn, you know, they echoed some of the. Well, not really so much echoed, but I asked them like what their criticisms were. Is like, well, what I've heard. Mm-hmm. He was telling me that what he had heard, like a lot of the criticisms he's heard of the band. And one of them was like the sense of faux relatability.
That's what I was looking for. That's the word.
Faux relatability.
Well, which I feel like I understand it. Is like
music is very generational. I'll give people
it's very generational. But at the same time, a lot of music is trying to be just relatable.
No,
in some kind of way.
Most music people relate to in their time is generational.
Right. I just like it because I feel like it seems to be the most genuine.
No, it's no longer popping bottles, getting down at the club.
Yeah, honestly,
like, that's like 80% of pop songs now.
Right. You know, I feel like that kind of, you know. I want because I did listen to the Stupid Horse. It's not like, you know, I feel like that would be like if they were trying to make that Stupid Horse song like a relatable song like that. I feel like this would work. That would totally be faux relatability because I'm sorry, nobody's gonna go fucking kill a bookie or the fuck.
But it is a good story.
It's a good story. No, don't get me wrong. I like the song overall, but I'm just saying like if you're trying to say that was supposed to be like a relatable song, I can understand. Like, no, there's no way.
And I don't think Quinn was intending.
No, I don't think so either. I'm just saying, like, as an example.
I think the school of thought that comes from like is that sometimes it's less about, you know, if you can't relate to a song or you can't relate to AJR's music, maybe you subscribe more to like, I don't necessarily want to relate to music so much as I want to immerse myself in like
the beat.
Immerse yourself in the beat or a story that maybe you can't relate to, but it's, you know, you can't relate to every story.
At the same time, you can show some sort of empathy for the person who did write the song.
That's true.
Like put them in you there. You put yourself in those shoes.
Right. Well, that's the thing is that unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people can't do that. Honestly,
right.
I feel like a lot of people that I meet like usually don't have the capacity to do that. I don't know why, but like a lot of people I feel like can't.
Well, you know,
right.
The thing for me, and
or
it's
they
like,
choose not to because they don't want to feel that kind of stuff.
Right.
Honestly.
You know, the thing with AJR to me is that it is relatable, but it's the extent to which it's relatable. They will have lines and it will echo exact thoughts I've had and echo exact dilemmas that I am dealing with right now mentally.
That's because they're literally our age and they've gone through that sort of shit.
And that's what I like too about it is that you know, same thing, but like it's not always like what they meant about it too, you know, like they might have had a different message, but they also don't really define the message. Or more like, yeah, we wanted to see what it means to you, so they just put like what they like. They know what it means to them, but they want to know what it means to you, kind of thing. Yeah. So that's what I like about it. Is that it's relatable in that, like, yeah, they're not trying to make it 100% like this is, you know, what happened. Obviously, if it happened to them, it might have happened differently, but they also try to make it in a way that everybody can relate to it, or at least it'd be like, yeah, I could see a little bit of myself in that song.
Right. And their music is I gotta say, is probably some of the first one that's actually made me feel something emotionally or very strongly, in a way.
Turning Out Part 2, literally. I mean, I mentioned when we did the review that literally described my first breakup.
Dude,
that even describe anything. I just also felt sad.
Dude, Dear Winter. First time I heard that, I bawled for no reason.
Actually, no, sorry, that did actually define my first relationship.
No, or no, Turning Out Part 2 to find my first relationship.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
Yeah,
I think it's just to find all of our relationships.
Yeah, honestly,
my first one. Yeah.
Turning Out Part 1 was also kind of like I couldn't actually. You know, I think there is some relatability to it.
Yeah, no, for me, I still find a little bit of relatability to that.
Well, also I just like that line. It's just like I grew up on Disney, but this don't feel like Disney.
Yeah.
Well, like that part of it too is like don't grow up without me kind of things, where it's like almost like I personally still have like a fear. It's like I still feel like I'm being too much of a kid, and it's like
right.
Like,
I don't think that's
don't get too adulty.
Right. Hey, look, adulthood kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Well, look.
Everybody's got to keep a little bit of that kid charm if you want stuff.
That's why we're up in the studio above the garage recording a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what, 23?
Ish. 24. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm gonna be 24 this year. Golden
you know what's
birthday,
funny
bitches.
is that my parents are selling their house soon, right? And their realtor came over and he was like, "Oh, the market you guys are looking at is like 26 to 34-year-olds." I'm like, I didn't say this, but I overheard him from downstairs. I was like, which 26-year-old is gonna come by?
I mean, I get it only because that's usually where new families.
Yeah,
that's where I can see where he's coming from.
You gotta be fucking doing well for yourself at 26.
That's what I'm saying. Because the thing is, when I was looking at the national, I think there was like a national average I was reading one time. It's like the average like 20 or like I think 19 to like 25-year-old, their net worth, wow, is like negative like 25 grand because of college.
Oh my God.
That's like the national average.
Negative.
Yeah, negative 25 grand because of student loans or car loans or something. And I'm like, well, I'm glad I'm above that.
Okay. Oh.
That's what I think it was up to 25 if I'm not mistaken.
God damn.
I think my sister kind of fits into what he might have been, the realtor might have been talking about, because I mean she's like 27, and I mean she's been living in a house with her boyfriend for like 6 months.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I
but
guess.
Does she have the cash to throw down $700K?
Well, what you have to think about is, again, it's more of you're thinking of
her finances lately.
Fair, but
I'm saying like I understand in a way in that you're gonna get people first off that are young. They don't realize how much money it's gonna be realistically.
Yeah.
They probably have student loans. They probably have a really good paying job because they're right out of college and probably got some kind of
right before COVID. Yeah.
Right. probably got some kind of good job kind of thing. But again, they probably have student loans, they have house, and then they're going to have house payments. Like, he's probably saying that because first off, new families, obviously, you usually need a house and everything like that. So I feel like I understand that. But at the same time, I understand what you're saying is that whoever moves into the house, bro, chill, dog. Don't beat up the mic like that. Whoever moves into the house probably is not
to that mortgage.
Yeah. If they're in that age range, unless they're in their 30s, I mean, that's good enough. Actually, that's a good enough to have like a career going and like a decent amount paid off. But I feel like if you're like 26 moving in, I mean, at least from where I'm at, going off of where I'm at in life right now, you're going to be like a real big slave to your mortgage and your student loans, like, or car payments or whatever else. Like,
well, we're in that 1 to 2 year gap where COVID hit. That kind of screwed our careers over. In a way.
Too. But still, I just feel like even in general, I don't know. I feel like even if everything went as planned, I don't know if I'd have enough to get 800,000.
Oh no, of course not. But you'd be farther than you are now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, COVID, I feel like fucked up a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like also kind of help people realize there's other stuff out there.
That's fair, yeah.
There's a lot of people coming into Geek Squad who are just like, yeah, I got furloughed, but like, I'm kind of happy. Like,
right, yeah.
I have time off now. Like, honestly, I kind of want to work maybe somewhere else or do something else in my life now.
I mean, yeah, good, yeah.
It's like, I feel like it's a lot of people who were slaves to certain jobs. Those jobs ended. They realized what else they could be doing in their life. And then they're like, well, fuck that job. And that's honestly why retail is kind of suffering even more right now. When it comes down to labor.
Yeah.
Everybody's really like, what the fuck am I doing in a retail job? I could, first off, right now, make more money staying at home with unemployment.
Right.
And second of all, there's so many other better paying jobs out there that are looking for people like me. So it's like a lot of those other just like workhorse kind of, businesses are kind of getting fucked over.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of good because then they have to offer, more competitive wages or somehow a better work environment, or they're just going to end up shutting down, which is kind of a sad thing depending on the
right. But then you're going to give Jeffy B more power.
True. You give into that, you're giving Jeffy B all the power. Didn't he sell Amazon? I don't even think he owns it anymore.
Does he not?
I thought he didn't.
Well, I don't think he's the
trying
CEO
to buy the
anymore.
Catholic Church.
I think that's what it was. Maybe. I think maybe he's not the CEO.
Also,
anymore.
I thought something happened. I think wasn't there like a breakthrough? Like, I think that they unionized.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Hold on, wait. Let me look it up. Let me make sure that I'm not talking out of my ass.
Didn't Jeffy B try to buy the Catholic Church?
Who knows?
I heard a meme, but someone was like,
Siri?
He put it in a way. Apparently,
did Jeff Bezos try to buy the Catholic Church?
I saw it was like a meme or something, but at the same time, people were saying
she didn't find it on Apple Music, guys.
Okay, cool. Well, because people were saying, or like he claimed it was a joke, but apparently he said it as like not a joke at all originally.
Hold on, I'm about to look this up right now.
Okay.
Try to what?
Buy the Catholic
Wait, no,
Church.
I saw it said something about COVID, so I was trying like that.
Oh.
Try to buy the Catholic. I don't even know if I know how to spell that. I do, but it's just gonna take me a second. Catholic Church. There is actually. I will confirm. There's an article on it. Hold on, wait. Oh
no!
It's just a
meme. Okay.
Yeah, it says currently Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is doing a lot of things with his money, but trying to buy the Catholic Church doesn't seem to be one of them.
Oh, okay, dumb. Okay, that's just a meme then.
It's just a cover. Everybody knows
it's a cover. Yeah.
So I couldn't find anything conclusive. I think there's a lot of different efforts to try and unionize, but I think it depends on the states.
It probably depends on the union laws.
But yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on with Amazon and unionization. How do we get to this?
I was talking about crappy retail jobs.
Yeah, and then I was like, Jeff, but you're just giving more power to Jeffy B.
I honestly don't remember how we got into that either. Oh no,
I went about like how COVID and time and reflecting and stuff like that.
Your parents selling house, retailers.
I was gonna.
It went all the way back. It comes all full circle back.
I was gonna mention. I want to mention something, and then I want to get to the question. Which I wanted to ask.
You were leading up to?
Which was the reason I mentioned AJR in the first place. Before Colin derailed us.
Yeah.
But first off, I just want to say, I mean, it's kind of a good point. I mean, with the whole COVID and everything, and I started writing a novel.
Writing a little novel.
Every single time. I'm getting annoyed with it now. Every fucking time. But I want to talk because I was listening to AJR a lot, and then I also started listening to some other like albums that I hadn't listened to in a long time. Notably, I was listening to like "Death of a Bachelor" by Panic at the Disco.
Death of a Bachelor. I'm a terrible singer, man.
Oh, And I was wondering, what are some other? Because for me, I don't often get really hyped for an album release. Death of the Bachelor was one that I got like super hyped for leading up to its release, and then I like binged all that. I mean, AJR wasn't really hyped for it, but then you guys got me into it, and I became super obsessed with the band. But it's not often that I get super obsessed with artists or bands and then like download all their like listen to a shit ton of their work.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, what are some other bands specifically? Like, is there an album from an artist that like you were just obsessed with that you think is like absolutely incredible?
Sorry,
go ahead. No,
I'll be real. No. We've grown up in such a digital age that you can just pick and choose songs off an album most of the time.
Right.
Or no, I'll take that back. One album I was a pretty big fan of was Small Pool's first album, and then went downhill from there.
I would probably have to say, I'm just looking through right now. I'm trying to think of what albums I've been like obsessed with, if any. Honestly, I can't think of any besides like Pink Floyd or something like that. Like I've listened to.
Yeah.
Like there's like albums that I'm like, yeah, this is fucking great. But like I feel like the one recently was because of you, and that was the Logic album.
Yeah. Yeah.
No pressure.
Hey, no pressure. Never graduated, but I schooled him like professor.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because of you, I've really been into that. And because of that, I'm like, damn, do I want to go listen to his other albums now? And I haven't. But
I'm scared I won't like them as much.
Same. Almost that entire album, I'm like, yeah, this is
awesome.
pretty good shit.
I was listening to that in the rain when I was walking home from work today.
See, I haven't listened to Logic really at all, but from what you told me, I can appreciate him as an artist because he raps out being a dad.
Yes, that's all his new stuff too. Is that he's basically like he's like, this is stuff I want to put on my old album. Like he literally in the songs he's talking about how it's stuff he wouldn't put on his old albums. He's like, this is stuff I would think about twice about rapping on the mic or some shit. And he's like, now here it is, kind of thing. I totally butchered the line, but basically that was the same thing, same meaning. At least,
Dad Bod is like one of the best songs.
Yes, I love that song. Yeah.
That whole album is full of bangers. I love the one where Soul Food.
Soul Food, was that the one they just did as a story, right?
Well, yeah. Well, the first half is like something else, and then the second half is when
it's Aquarius. I thought something.
Yeah, where he starts singing about the Aquarius 3.
Yeah.
He's like basically telling this like sci-fi story.
Yeah.
And it's like super fucking fun. I also love how that song. I think the song next after it with 5 Hooks. There's just this recurring thing where like he'll have like all the voices talking, and then it's just like it's like oh, there's Raquel, she a fucking thought.
Yeah.
And then
fuck you guys.
and then the next, but then in the next song, like completely different song, like with 5 Hooks at the start, you just talk about some stuff, and he's just like, oh yo fuck Raquel though.
Yeah, I fucking love
like,
that.
Like, is this someone we're supposed to know?
Yeah, I was like, who's Raquel? Who am I supposed to be knowing? Yeah. No, yeah, that's why I like that. I was just like, it's like I like it because like it has some like kind of like not relatability. I mean, for me, it kind of did, just from other stuff in like my life and stuff like that. But it was just also because like it was also just like fun overall, but also had like a message too. You know, I like his message was basically like, fuck all you people, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and I'm like, I like that.
Yeah,
I always like those messages. Like even he's basically just like, fuck the fans, man, I'm gonna do what I want.
No more fuck bitches get money like most of
yeah, I mean he does a little bit of that, but not much.
Sure, yeah.
But again, that's because that's kind of the genre. Like if you don't do that, I feel like you're not seen as like a real like rapper like nowadays, which is like kind of sad.
One of my favorite albums of all time.
Let's go, the baby.
There's a song. There's an album from 2015 from a Japanese band called Frederick.
I know that.
It's only 7 songs in the album, but I think that it might be like the perfect album because it's just really high energy. It's just super happy music, like just to listen to. And it was actually great because my friend Chris, who I went to Japanese classes with, and then we actually were in Japan at the same time because he was teaching ESL in Nagano, and I was doing study abroad in Nagoya. But at one point I heard him like singing a song to himself, like at the end of class. I was like, "Is that Frederick?" He was like, "Oh my god, you know Frederick!" It was great. But they did a song called the album is called Owarase Night, and I actually did a review of the album in one of my classes.
I thought you said on your blog. I'm like, wow, what a nice plug.
Well, no, but I'd actually done because there was a project where we had to do like a music review, or actually it was specifically an album review, and I was reviewing it, and I kind of dug deep into like the language and like and sort of the trying to translate it to kind of figure out like the meaning of it, because like I always loved telling people about Owarase Night, because it's like this song about like the night like never ending, and because the title of the song Owarase, like owaru is the verb for to end, and then Owarase is like I forget the term for it, but it's like it can not end, or like owarase would be to like it's something can end, but then night in the title, they say nai, owarase nai. So technically they're saying like the night cannot end, and then at the end they say to, which is like which is like a conjunction for like and.
Right.
So it's this clever kind of play on words of saying like the night will not end, and in fact it will continue. And I love shit like that, because whenever it comes to like Japanese titles that can be translated into English, it's like they kind of intentionally craft titles. It almost feels like they intentionally craft it so that it can have double meanings,
right,
whether you're looking at it in Japanese or in English. It's kind of like how the Evangelion movies, the newer ones, the titles and like in Japanese and the titles in English always have kind of a double meaning, because like the kanji that they use in the Japanese titles refers
has like multiple.
It has multiple meanings, especially the third one, because like the kanji is Q, because like the movies, they have kanji that are representative of movements within like an orchestral piece. So like the beginning, the climax, and then the Q, which is the kanji for
sorry, I don't to interrupt there, Matt. But you know what I want to see out of an orchestra performance for like I looked like just had a face like, oh, guy's gonna say something terrible right now.
No, just go on.
You know what I want to happen is like a Japanese orchestra, right?
Right.
I want the conductor to perform like not the YMCA dance, but with like kanji, like just like write it out in the air with his that
would actually be kind of cool. Like he like pulls like a cloud.
While like while conducting it, like well.
I just love that that's what you interrupted my sentence halfway through to do. No, it's fine. That was funny. I liked it. It was just.
It's like the YMCA, but not.
It's like I couldn't help like Colin couldn't start because I was looking at him like this.
He was giving him like the fucking like what are you about to say, bro?
Well, we're waiting.
What is that from?
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Probably. Oh yeah,
I've watched that movie way too much when I was a kid.
Or not enough.
one of the English title, because the English title for the third Evangelion movie was Evangelion
Gilmore?
3.33. You cannot redo. And they always put the not in parentheses, because so like it could be you can redo or you cannot redo.
Right.
So it's
to
like,
redo or to not.
Yeah.
You
So
that.
Go.
I don't know why this reminded me of this, but I just like to imagine the title of that was like kind of a threat to the animation team, like you cannot redo this, so you better not fuck it up.
And you've got 10 years until you make a sequel.
which made me think. Fun little factoid, little history factoid for y'all out there. You know, illuminated manuscripts like the old Bibles that monks would paint like all day.
Absolutely
to make. No.
I know a little bit about it.
Yeah. So old Bibles essentially that have fancy paintings and shit and lions that don't actually look like lions, but scary creatures that don't actually exist because they didn't know what lions looked like. they were so fucking bored in those monasteries. They would write in the sidelines like "Jake's a bitch" and shit like that.
Or did they really?
Yeah.
That's great.
You think that ever like made it into like the scripture or some shit like that? On accident?
Right.
Like, you know, like it ended up like I don't know, like some kind of like really important like document, but like somebody found it years later and they're like trying to like decipher it, and they're like, wow, who is this Jake and why is he a bitch? I will now
I think
make this our most important.
Yeah, I think there was like a tapestry or something of some like famous English battle, and someone sewed on the right like calling someone's wife a whore or something like that. I was like, God, you guys must have been fucking bored.
I mean, to be fair, that's like, I mean, I feel like whenever I think of like the past, I always think like the movies, like how it was then. But it's like,
yeah.
realistically,
No,
probably like
people
the
were
same thing
fucking
now.
bored,
It's just they
yeah.
didn't have technology. So they're like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Yeah.
How are we gonna
Except
fuck with people
shit
today?
talk each other on tapestries and books. Okay, God.
Yo, did you see the tapestry he posted last night?
He's been working on that shit for
Dude.
2 years.
It was fucking savage.
You know that
He called Jake's mom a
and then-
bitch. Pretty
that's
crazy.
That's related to Evangelion. Okay, go on that.
Speaking
Basically,
of you,
this is an excerpt from I did a comprehensive timeline of the production of the final Evangelion movie
Mhm.
with like tons of fucking updates. My goal was I'm gonna keep updating this until the movie releases,
actually comes out
until it actually
eventually.
releases, and then it did.
I was gonna say, did it?
Yeah, it did. It did. It released in March,
Mm.
and it was like, yay, happy day. It was after the first state of emergency in Japan lifted that they
Is that a
released
happy
it.
day?
Well, I mean, it was done. The state of
I
emergency
guess.
was over. So the final film, so that they were all the new films were the Evangelion rebuilds were called Shin Evangelion Gekishoban, and then there would be like a
100 gex.
but they
Right
had
on the soundtrack.
instead of a subtitle for the final film, they used this symbol, which is like used on music sheets to mark repetition. The other films, here I'll just read an excerpt from my timeline. For those concerned by the Japanese naming conventions of the rebuild films, I know I am, they are all named after classical movements in music. The first three are named Jo, Ha, and Q, respectively. This translates to introduction, exposition, and climax. The Q at the end of, which like in Romaji would be
Matt's night last night.
I don't even know what he just said. I don't even know how that related to your
he
night.
said that describes Matt's night last night.
What did?
Climax, I guess.
No,
Oh.
introduction, whatever.
Exposition and climax.
Exposition. Never mind. Exposition was the food part of your story.
Right, but like
Yeah.
climax was the only part that mattered for the joke
Ah,
of like, hey,
whatever.
Matt got
The
fucked
whole
in the ass.
the whole thing was the joke.
I know,
Climax was the low hanging fruit, so I had to implement the entire thing into that.
but without me explaining the story to the audience, they're not gonna get that.
Right, but you can infer that there's like a lead up to these
Right,
things,
right.
you know?
Anyway,
I'm sure you're a lovely person,
this
Mike.
story should have been 2
I
minutes,
am
and
a
then we
lovely
moved on to a different part of the show. This should have been so much shorter. Anyway, Q in Romaji, it would be like
But
K,
Matt.
it would be pronounced like KYU, but
KY jelly?
yeah, but
No, Matt, come back.
Matt's
shit.
back. He left the room for a second.
I didn't even walk out the door. Shin Evangelion Q
Godzilla.
was the name. Yes, actually, because he actually,
Okay.
with all the new things that he's been doing, because he did the Evangelion rebuilds, then he did his own version of Godzilla, Shin Godzilla. He's doing his own version of Ultraman, Shin Ultraman, and he's
I was gonna make a
doing.
joke, but that's legit.
No,
what
that's
it's
legit
called.
because
Okay.
Shin in Japanese is like new or like a
okay.
remake. So like,
When
And
the
now-
joke actually pertained to the topic.
and so his studio is actually going to be making Shin Kamen Rider, which is, if you are unaware, Kamen Rider is basically the series that jump-started an entire genre that were just called Kamen Riders, which ended up creating the Power Rangers, which, as we know them in America.
Oh.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. But basically, So like Q could be stand for nobody gives a shit at this point. We've talked about so many times. Point is that when the Japanese name things, there's often like double meanings, and depending on the translations, it adds a bit more depth to the logic behind everything. And I'm very envious of Japanese writers because they'll make an entire story that's super convoluted and confusing, but when you analyze how they made it, you're like, oh, they based every single part of this story around a central theme.
Right.
And that theme is present in every part of the production process. And then suddenly it becomes way more clever and way more interesting. That's all I wanted to say. And I don't know how we got to this. Oh, because we were talking about... What the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. I kept interrupting you. That's all I remember.
This is the problem with the shooting the shit, man.
No, because I was talking about like double meanings in Japanese when translated to English, which I got there because I was talking about Orase Night, which was an album by Japanese band Frederick, because we were talking about music and our favorite.
It always leads back to AJ
and our favorite albums.
Yeah,
and you don't have a favorite album.
I do.
Other than
AJR, exactly, and you have the Logic album, and I have Panic at the Disco shit from ages ago. Oh man, yeah. Honestly, it's been a real roller coaster of emotions tonight.
We want to leave it there.
I think we should leave it there.
We'll save Sea of Thieves for everybody who actually was maybe, hopefully, there are people looking forward to Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Anybody looking forward to Sea of Thieves? Maybe we'll do like a review of Pirates.
Yeah,
whenever we eventually finish it in like 6 months.
Yeah,
we'll give people time to finish up some of those Pirates Life missions that they've just added for the Pirates of the Caribbean like crossover event. I don't know if it's an event. I think it's probably just permanent.
It's a
permanent. Yeah, it's a permanent thing.
Which is what I know. We'll talk about this when we talk about it. That's why I like about Sea of Thieves. They might have microtransactions, but they have free DLC.
True.
That's true.
Also, the microtransactions
it's not that bad.
It's all cosmetic.
They're so memey that it's like.
I will say there are some people who are upset about it, and I understand because, yeah, it's all cosmetic, but at the same time, that's your progression as cosmetic.
That's literally Sea of Thieves as a game.
That's what I'm saying. Really. So that's why I feel like Matt was saying, it's only cosmetic, but at the same time, that's really the only thing you can get is cosmetic.
Right.
So
it's not like it's going to give you an edge at all or anything.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is it's a bad thing.
Oh.
Because the fact that what you pay for is cosmetic, well, if cosmetics is the main point that you're playing the game,
right,
and you still have to pay for like the main point, almost like you can see that as a bad thing.
Well, they still add
but I'm saying, they still add a bunch of free stuff. They, they have the battle pass, which honestly, I was thinking,
level up fucking fast.
Not only do you level up fast, I was thinking, I got to buy all this stuff for all the cool stuff. It's like, not really. Like, all of the new hair, all of the like outfits and everything, they're just giving you in the free battle pass.
Oh yeah,
you pay for the battle pass to get some extra gold and like to get some I think you might get some doubloons and stuff like that. So I'm like, that's actually like not bad. So
speaking of
overall,
doubloons,
I think it's good.
Speaking of we'll talk about this, but I thought doubloons would be hard to get because a haul is like 100 doubloons, which is fucking cheap compared to normal gold and Sea of Thieves. I feel like.
Well, yeah, I mean, doubloons, yeah, because with the Reaper's chest that I was telling you about, like this is nobody on the podcast heard this, but the Reaper's chest, which is like you get them from like their chest basically in Sea of Thieves, where when you pick it up, like your location is known to everybody on the map and they come fight you for it basically.
Yeah.
But if you turn those in, you get doubloons, which is basically like premium currency. But I mean, they just added it as part of the game as the Reaper's thing basically just gives you doubloons.
Plus, you can just look at the build thret challenges and just look those up if you really want to.
Yeah, true.
Get them that way.
So it's like I feel like they give you enough chances to like get all that stuff where it's like it's not bad and they're still trying to their main reason for charging you is because they're trying to make more of this free stuff. So
right, and I can
all
appreciate that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the experiences anyways. So.
Right, yeah, that's what Sea of Thieves is about. But we'll get into that when we actually talk about it.
Yeah, we're also going to do a review of Loki once the show's finished. Since there's only going to be 6 episodes, and we're already 3 episodes.
Oh, it's only 6 episodes.
It's only going to be 6 episodes.
We're already halfway through.
And I've been playing Scarlet Nexus. So
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to buy it only because I paid $40 for Chivalry 2
which good investment. My opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean it was. I just said,
we'll play it.
He wants to see his return upon it.
Yeah, we'll still play it. Don't worry.
That face you gave.
I don't even know what it was.
Me either.
All right.
All right. Well, so thank you.
That
for,
was the show ending all right from Colin.
Thank you for listening. So you can find us on Twitter at the Crit Spectrum. And then
I don't know why, but every time you say that, I laugh internally. But I'm just like, I don't know why.
Well, you laughed externally.
I know
there.
now I did, but like I feel like I always keep it in that I'm not following it up anymore. I don't know. It just sounds so like. It fits the show, but it just sounds so dumb because like the Crit Spec, bro. That's what I always think of.
Thanks for listening to the Crit Spec Pod.
Spectrum.
Hell yeah. The Crit Spec Cast.
That's gonna be a generation like Alpha, wherever the youngest generation now. They'll be like, yeah, bro, you listen to
the youngest generation.
Is that what the new generation's being called?
Because Gen Z is over now.
Fuck, why are they the alphas? I'm the alpha.
Because now they're going by alpha, beta.
Oh, fair
I don't
enough.
know how. I don't remember.
God, fucking Generation Beta's gonna fucking suck then.
Damn. Get this beta shit off. There's gonna be so many memes, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
Really
yeah.
is. And it's
technically,
all based,
Generation Beta, I think, is gonna be our children.
It's all
Oh, fuck.
It's
shit.
And it's all based on fucking like an inaccurate scientific study of fucking wolves.
Is it really?
Yeah, because technically there's no alpha in wolf packs.
No. And now every fucking asshole who subscribes to that way of life, the like alpha lifestyle.
Okay.
Now
gotcha.
they're
I thought you were talking about the generations. I'm like, is it?
Well, but now they're talking about like, oh, now there's the Sigma male, which is just like, oh
what
my
does that
god.
even mean?
Just
I
such
still
bullshit.
I imagine themselves to be a leader, but not so much as an alpha in the pack. But whatever.
It's just so
That's
dumb.
such a beta thing to say.
We're also on
If I'm gonna say my
Instagram.
kid, no.
Colin's doing a great job running the Instagram. I'm doing an absolutely
No,
garbage.
I'll be realistic. I've been slacking the last.
I know,
few
but
weeks.
I guarantee you it's better than me. I've been doing an absolutely garbage job of
Well, it's
running.
definitely
Twitter.
better than me.
We need to give you more responsibilities.
Yeah,
No, we shouldn't.
probably.
Uh,
Well, it's just because like I work full time, so it's
That's
hard
true.
for me
That's
to
true.
do
We have no
anything.
excuse. I mean, well, you have an excuse.
last week I just legitimately didn't have
He
anything
legitimately
to post for a
hates you guys
pre-show.
and doesn't
Yeah.
care about
Mhm.
you.
You can also find links to all my writing and stuff.
Especially
Sakura
if you're
Shuffle is
vegan.
my new blog. I had a review of Birds of Prey. I also now have an analysis of Christopher Nolan's Tenet called Tenet and the Art of the Protagonist.
Edited by the friend of the show.
Edited by peer reviewed by friend of the show Josh Marauka,
Oh yeah.
and
What a homie.
he's
What a
so
guy.
cool. I Josh is really cool, and I just all right, we're gonna fangirl over how cool Josh is for like a minute.
He's cool, but he never wants to love us.
What do you
He
mean?
doesn't want to hang out with us as much. Also, I mean, honestly,
We
I
don't
think it's
hang
because-
out that much with the full squad.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I'll say honest, we don't.
I
So
thought you were gonna
I
say-
can't
When
really
we
say
do,
that.
he's all in. He's all in for it.
I was
you
gonna say,
know?
yeah, I can't really say it's on him because honestly, I don't remember the last time I asked anybody to hang out. But
I thought you were
The
gonna say.
point is-
I thought you were gonna say it's because he doesn't fuck us.
no,
What?
I'm joking.
You make it sound like our friend group is just a giant orgy or something.
Isn't it?
No,
no,
not at all.
Anyways,
listen.
Okay.
Listen.
follow us on YouTube. Subscribe, I mean.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to my eventual YouTube channel that'll exist sometime in the future.
Oh yeah, I want to do that with you so I can also make money.
Yeah. It's not meant for money, Matt. It's meant to bring entertainment to the lives of people.
You like that?
It's meant to bring entertainment.
I didn't go to YouTube for the crap.
I have.
Yeah, I want
went
the
for
money. It's not for the money,
The
bud. It's for
bags
me to
of
have
money.
fun playing video games and hopefully that people like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
all
see.
right.
Well, I'll eventually make it. Hey, I have a strong enough computer for it now.
You do. You have a monster of a computer
Honestly,
at this
I
point.
actually do. It's actually a pretty monster computer.
It's kind of just need another monitor in your set.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Like- No, you know,
Don't even say whatever you're gonna say. Just stop. I have a feeling I know what it is. I actually don't, but I'm just gonna.
you don't. Well, maybe you do. Give me a hint. What were you thinking?
Nothing, honestly.
Okay.
I just assume it's gonna be something probably maybe sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed.
Right. Okay.
Good stuff, boys.
Yeah. Thanks for
right.
listening. This was episode 23.
Was it? Wait, was that? Wait, did you say episode 23?
Because last week I was like 20. Did you stop it? No, you
No, I
didn't. Okay.
didn't.
The last week.
I'm in the middle of a conversation.
because last week was 22, but you were like, "Is it 22?" And I was like, "Yeah," because last week was 21 because you made the.
We
made the
didn't
Jim joke.
celebrate our 6-month anniversary as a podcast.
We're not like a newly got together couple.
That's
or
fair.
something.
There we go. Matt just raised his empty.
No,
beer
we got
glass.
to do
There
a
we go.
year. Whenever we get to a
That's
year,
fair.
we can do it then.
Yeah, that's true.
Boy, it's good to know. Kind of fun.
Oh my god, what a great AJR, great band. All right, everybody listen
Go
to
listen to their songs that aren't on the radio. Not to say that their radio songs aren't good.
No, they're
but
good songs.
No,
They're
Sober
good
Up is
songs.
good.
Yeah,
There's better
I
songs.
just feel
though.
like they have
Yeah.
better songs, or I mean, again, that's better to us. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's probably
Yeah.
people who like
Fuck
Weezer is
yeah.
overrated.
I don't know about that. Weezer's pretty good.
Yeah, Weezer's pretty cool.
We're not gonna get into this.
I just know that there's a lot of people who are Weezer fans who don't like AJR, and I'm like,
AJR made all my favorite songs better. There, I said it. Take that, Weezer.
And that's the show.